Welcome to a mind-bending moment in time. It's March 13th, 2026, and just 4 hours ago, a geological anomaly occurred beneath the Yellowstone supervolcano that shatters everything we thought we knew about Earth's natural processes. This is not an earthquake. It's not your typical hydrothermal explosion. What happened deep below Yellowstone defies the laws of physics we've come to rely on. At precisely 8:14 UTC, an event unfolded that experts never thought possible: a sudden and dramatic pressure drop inside the caldera. For decades, scientists have closely monitored the pressure levels within the primary magma chamber of Yellowstone, understanding that when this pressure reaches critical levels, the volcano becomes a ticking time bomb. But at this exact moment in time, something impossible took place. The pressure didn't just fluctuate, it plummeted by 14% in under 3 seconds. A drop of that magnitude would normally cause a massive eruption, like the catastrophic event seen with Mount St. Helens, releasing ash, steam, and unimaginable destruction. Yet, on the surface of Yellowstone, it was eerily calm. The bison continued grazing, the geysers continued to erupt in their usual rhythm, and the natural landscape appeared completely unaffected. Now, let that sink in. In theory, such a dramatic pressure drop should have released a massive amount of energy. The magma would have leaked, erupted, or, at the very least, caused a noticeable disturbance on the surface. But there was nothing, no explosion, no eruption, and no significant seismic activity. What's even more shocking is that the event was not isolated to the Earth's surface. In fact, NASA's Deep Space Network, located in Canberra, Australia, received a signal that very same moment at precisely 8:14 UTC. This wasn't just any cosmic burst. It was a coherent, high-frequency signal from an object we've been tracking for months, something called San Atlas. Two events, one occurring deep beneath the Earth's crust, and the other 180 million kilometers away in the vacuum of space, occurred with a level of synchronicity that can't be ignored. The timing of these two events happening simultaneously is almost statistically impossible, less than 1 in 8.4 billion. That's not just a coincidence, it's a connection. The type of connection that has profound implications. This suggests that San Atlas, the object we've been observing, may not just be watching us from afar. It could have the ability to interact with our planet, specifically with Yellowstone's magma chamber. The magnitude of what's happening here is hard to comprehend. If San Atlas can synchronize its actions with events occurring on Earth, it raises serious questions about what its true intentions are and what it is capable of. Was this a coincidence? Or are we witnessing the beginning of something far more extraordinary? And the more we look into the data, the more we realize this is only the beginning of something much bigger. Let's delve deeper into the mystery of what happened at 8:14 UTC today. To fully grasp the significance of this unprecedented event, we must first understand the beast we are dealing with: Yellowstone itself. Yellowstone is not just any volcano, it is a supervolcano, one of the most dangerous and active volcanic systems on the planet. Beneath the serene surface of Wyoming lies a massive magma reservoir, roughly 60 kilometers long and 35 kilometers wide, containing over 10,000 cubic kilometers of molten rock. For over 640,000 years, this system has been a closed loop. Pressure builds, the ground swells, and eventually it vents in a controlled eruption. It is the simple physics of thermodynamics: pressure builds up, and it has to release. But the data I am looking at right now is anything but ordinary. It challenges everything we know about these natural processes. At 8:14 UTC, a borehole strain meter, so sensitive it can detect the gravitational pull of the moon, recorded a violent contraction of the Earth's crust. This type of sudden deflation usually occurs when magma escapes either through an eruption or by leaking into a side fissure. But here's the shocking part. No magma was vented. No eruption occurred. NASA's Landsat 9 satellite, which passed over Wyoming just 12 minutes after the event, confirmed the thermal readings. No spike in temperature, no steam, no lava. The pressure simply vanished. Imagine a balloon filled with air. If the pressure drops, the air must go somewhere. Matter cannot be destroyed or created. Yet in this case, 14% of the energy inside Yellowstone's magma chamber simply disappeared into thin air. This anomaly doesn't just raise questions, it shatters our understanding of how the Earth's geological systems function. Multiple independent sources, from the USGS to the University of Utah's seismograph network, confirmed this strange event. A massive contraction of the crust occurred, with the ground above the magma chamber sinking by 4.2 centimeters in just 3 seconds. The energy required to make this happen is mind-boggling. To deflate the Earth's crust by 4 centimeters instantly without causing an explosion is something we have never witnessed before. And the most unsettling part, there's no clear explanation for it. So, what's going on? The answer seems to lie in the actions of San Atlas. This object has somehow found a way to interact with the planet, tapping into Yellowstone's geothermal energy in a way that we can't fully explain. The data suggests that San Atlas is not just observing us from space, it is actively manipulating the planet's internal processes. And that is a terrifying thought. This raises one final question. What happens next? Is this just the beginning of an even more profound interaction between our planet and San Atlas? What are the implications of this connection? Stay with me as we continue to uncover the truth behind these mysterious events. If you're as fascinated by this as I am, make sure to stay tuned, because what's coming next will challenge everything you thought you knew about the Earth, space, and the nature of reality itself. As we continue to uncover the layers of this astonishing event, the question becomes more pressing. What is San Atlas doing to Yellowstone? To understand the significance, we need to dive deeper into the science behind the forces at play. Let's explore what's happening under the Earth's surface. When pressure drops in a magma chamber, like Yellowstone's, it's typically the precursor to an eruption. The magma has to escape, releasing heat and gas as it makes its way to the surface. But in this case, something much stranger is happening. The data reveals a sudden and drastic drop in pressure, but no magma was released, no eruption, no ash clouds. The ground simply sank, and the energy disappeared. This defies basic thermodynamics. Energy must go somewhere. It can't just vanish. The only logical conclusion is that something is actively manipulating the magma chamber, and that something appears to be San Atlas. At the moment the pressure drop occurred, at precisely 8:14 UTC, NASA's Deep Space Network detected a signal from San Atlas. This wasn't just a random cosmic burst. It was a directed, coherent, high-frequency pulse. The signal was not just random noise, but a precise frequency matching the resonant frequency of Yellowstone's magma chamber. That's the key. In physics, we call this resonance coupling. By hitting the magma with the exact right frequency, you can manipulate the pressure inside without an eruption. Imagine this as if you were striking a wine glass with the perfect note to make it shatter. San Atlas is sending out a signal that matches the natural frequency of Yellowstone's magma. It is not just observing, it is actively interacting with the planet's internal systems. The idea that an object 180 million kilometers away can resonate with a magma chamber on Earth is beyond what we've ever thought possible. But that's exactly what we're seeing. This goes beyond any traditional physics or geological event we've encountered before. And it doesn't stop there. At 9 UTC, just 46 minutes after the first event, the signal from San Atlas came again, another high-frequency pulse, another 14% pressure drop, Yellowstone. This wasn't a one-time fluke. It was a deliberate and rhythmic extraction of energy from the Earth's core. It was as though San Atlas was draining the energy from Yellowstone, siphoning it away. As the signal pattern repeated at 9:46 UTC and again at 10:32 UTC, it became clear the pressure inside the supervolcano is at its lowest point in 10,000 years, and San Atlas is controlling it with precision. The scientific community is in confusion. This level of control over a planetary system is unheard of. We have never witnessed anything like this before. What is San Atlas doing with this energy? Why is it draining Yellowstone's power? The implications of this are not just geological, they're astrophysical. We are witnessing an interstellar intelligence manipulating the natural forces of our planet in a way we cannot fully comprehend. Let's focus now on the most unsettling part of all. As if siphoning the energy from Yellowstone wasn't disturbing enough, new data reveals something even more profound. San Atlas isn't just taking energy from the Earth, it's transferring energy. And not just any energy, it's transferring power on a planetary scale. Let that sink in. A force from deep within the universe is tapping into the core of our planet, and it's sending something back. Until now, the leading theory was that San Atlas was cooling the Earth in some sort of benevolent act. Perhaps it was drawing energy from our planet to reduce global temperatures or for some unknown purpose that we simply didn't understand. But new data from NASA's Deep Space Network has completely shattered that theory. We detected a secondary signal leaving Earth not towards space, but aimed directly at San Atlas. This signal wasn't just a burst of energy, it was a faint stream of neutrinos, particles that barely interact with matter. Neutrinos are known to travel through the Earth without interacting, but when they're high energy, they can carry vast amounts of information or power. This discovery changes everything. For years, scientists have speculated about the possibility of wireless energy transfer across space. But what we're witnessing now is beyond anything we've ever imagined. San Atlas isn't just observing or extracting energy from Yellowstone, it's conducting a wireless energy transfer, not from space, but directly from the Earth's geothermal energy. And this process is happening right beneath our feet, without us even realizing the full scope of what is taking place. What's even more disturbing is the fact that neutrinos, which normally pass through the Earth without leaving a trace, are now carrying something substantial. They're sending high-energy neutrinos straight from Yellowstone to San Atlas. This wireless energy siphon, occurring on a planetary scale, is a feat of engineering that we can hardly fathom. The implications are staggering. This is not just a passive observation of Earth's geothermal resources. San Atlas is actively extracting energy, and it's doing so with a level of precision that suggests an intelligence far beyond our own. As the data continues to pour in, the question on everyone's mind is, why? Why is San Atlas doing this? What could possibly need that much raw thermal energy? Is it refueling for some cosmic journey, or is there something far more urgent happening behind the scenes? These questions remain unanswered, but one thing is certain: what we're witnessing is far from ordinary. This is a planetary scale operation, a cosmic event unfolding before our very eyes, and the clock is ticking. Stay with me as we explore the next layer of this mystery and discover what happens when the energy transfer reaches its peak. As we dive deeper into the unfolding events at Yellowstone, we are faced with an even more disturbing development. Up until this point, it seemed as though San Atlas was simply extracting energy from Earth's geothermal systems, perhaps as part of an interstellar mission. But what happened next changes everything we thought we knew about the purpose of these interactions. At exactly 11:45 UTC, something shocking occurred. The stream of high-energy neutrinos that had been flowing from Yellowstone towards San Atlas reversed direction. The flow that had been steadily sending energy from our planet to the object in space abruptly stopped, and in its place, a massive burst of high-energy particles slammed directly into Yellowstone's caldera. This wasn't just a minor fluctuation, this was an enormous pulse of energy that hit the supervolcano with a force we cannot fully comprehend. For a brief, terrifying moment, the energy at the focal point 3 kilometers beneath Old Faithful spiked by an astonishing factor of 4,000. In just 0.8 seconds, the energy density in the magma chamber was off the charts. This wasn't the energy extraction we've been witnessing before. This was an injection, a sudden and massive influx of power into the heart of Yellowstone's volcano. And what followed this burst of energy was nothing short of extraordinary. The moment the pulse hit the caldera, the seismographs at the University of Utah went completely silent for 0.4 seconds. This was not just an ordinary seismic reading, it was as if the earth held its breath. Then, after the brief silence, the ground began to resonate in a way that scientists could never have predicted. The entire Yellowstone caldera vibrated with a pure tone of 14.2 Hz for exactly 9 seconds. This frequency is crucial. It is an infrasound frequency capable of traveling through solid rock with almost zero loss. This allowed San Atlas to deeply scan the interior of our planet, sending a sonar pulse through the mantle all the way down to the outer core of the Earth, 2,900 kilometers below us. The most baffling part of this new data is the reflection of this pulse. When the signal bounced back from the core, it didn't just reflect as expected, it was distorted. This was not just a routine seismic reading. Something deep within the Earth absorbed part of the signal. The scientific community has long assumed that the Earth's core is a uniform ball of iron and nickel. But the data from San Atlas suggests otherwise. It indicates the presence of an anomaly deep beneath the Earth's surface, just above the core mantle boundary, beneath the Pacific Ocean. This anomaly, stretching 400 kilometers wide, absorbed the pulse completely, and the implications of this discovery are staggering. This anomaly is not just a blob of molten rock as once thought. It appears to have structure, geometry, and this points to the undeniable conclusion that San Atlas is actively searching for something inside our planet. Whatever this structure is, it is significant enough to warrant a detailed scan. San Atlas isn't just interested in Earth's surface, it is investigating what lies deep within our planet. What could it be looking for? What does this structure signify? The more we learn, the more questions arise. Now, the mystery takes a chilling turn. If San Atlas is scanning Earth for something deep within, the question remains, why? What does it want from our planet, and how is it capable of such precision? And even more troubling, what is this deep anomaly it seems to be communicating with? The data suggests that the interaction between San Atlas and Yellowstone is not a random occurrence. This is not a simple act of observation. What we are witnessing is a cosmic-scale operation involving precise, controlled energy transfers and scans of Earth's most volatile regions. And there's one key piece of information that the scientific community is still grappling with: the presence of xenon 129 inches, the gases venting from Yellowstone. Xenon 129 is a rare isotope, and it is produced only in two ways: through supernova explosions or nuclear fission. The levels detected today were 400 times higher than normal background radiation. This is unprecedented. The presence of xenon 129 inches, such high concentrations, suggests that something deep within the Earth is undergoing a low-level controlled nuclear reaction. This is not just a geological event. This is an active experiment being conducted on our planet by an intelligence that is far beyond anything we can comprehend. We now know with certainty that the 14% pressure drop at Yellowstone, the reversal of neutrino flow, the high-frequency injection into the magma chamber, and the sudden appearance of xenon 129 are not coincidences. These are connected events, part of a much larger pattern orchestrated by San Atlas, but the real question remains, what is its goal? If this is a calibration test, a small interaction to check the viability of extracting energy from our planet's supervolcanoes, then we have only seen the beginning. If the goal is communication, then we must confront the terrifying possibility that San Atlas is not alone. It suggests that something deep within the Earth has been waiting for this interaction. As we monitor Yellowstone's pressure sensors, the ground deformation near Norris Geyser Basin has accelerated by 8 centimeters in the last hour alone. Every seismograph on the planet is watching Yellowstone, and every radio telescope is focused on San Atlas. In the next 12 hours, Earth and San Atlas will align perfectly, and the signal strength will peak. We will soon discover the true purpose of this cosmic connection. But whether this is an act of exploration, energy extraction, or something far more sinister, one thing is certain: the clock is ticking, and as you watch this, the stakes are higher than ever. We are on the edge of discovering what San Atlas has planned and what it might mean for the future of our planet. Stay tuned, because the next few hours may reveal a shocking truth that will change everything.